Legoland New York is one of our favorite ways to spend a family day. And we have 6 updates and new attractions for 2026 to share with you across the park. And we really can't wait to try number 6. No matter when you're planning to come this year, there's something new to try. So let's head into the park. We are back! We have not been to Legoland for...
Hold on.
We haven't been to Legoland since...
Almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it was New Year's Eve. So 2 full seasons, I think. Let's see what's new, what has changed, and how this rainy day pans out for us. Of course, we'll be stopping by our old favorites today too, but the focus is on new attractions. Well, that's new. Starting with a whole new building at the top of the park. The Ferrari Build and Race experience is so much more than Lego car racing. I learned a bit about Ferrari history, and the kids got to sit in a life-size Ferrari Lego car. Then we built our own racers and tested them on the tracks.
Quick, add those finishing touches and let's see what your car can do.
At the end, your car even goes through a winner's parade. What did you think?
Cool.
Good addition?
Yeah.
I like it because there are other areas where you can build, but they're not as themey. And this one really kind of gives you a little starting point and gives you different challenges, and you can up the level. Very interactive screens, really fun. Yours was beautiful. Nice sleek aerodynamics, I liked it.
It looks like a real one that would be real.
Yeah. Future with Ferrari for you, maybe? The top 2 rides at Legoland will always be the Lego Factory ride and the Ninjago ride, which had no lines because we were there midweek on a rainy day. These are a must, but not everything we loved was still around.
This was where the box was.
Yeah, the big cube.
No!
The big play cube.
No!
Your childhood is destroyed.
He loved the play area play cube that used to be right there. Aw, buddy. But for a positive change, our littlest was big enough to try some thrill rides, even if he's not really a thrill ride kind of guy. The new Peppa Pig play area opened last year, but we hadn't seen it yet. And what a welcome addition this is for the littlest Lego enthusiasts.
This looks delicious.
So Duplos, as well as some giant bricks you can play with. It's fenced. No lost kiddos.
We lost a kid.
Oh no. And I'm not going to show you too many details because there are little kids playing there, but there's a bunch of accessibility ramps in the playground too, so it's kind of fun for everybody. Look, the pig's car is accessible. You could pull a wheelchair in there. That's so cool. Everybody's included.
Dad, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah. We love that this area had dedicated bathrooms nearby and a quiet room for those that need a sensory break. My kids are wild. But the show here is called Playdate with Peppa and George, and I kind of want to see her. So Merlin, who owns Legoland, also opened the Peppa Pig theme park in Orlando. So I love that they're using some of that creativity and IP here at Legoland. And now we go from the baby toddler Peppa Pig area to the grown-up fourth wing area. We're gonna ride the dragon coaster. If you know, you know. The biggest big kid ride is quite close to the toddler play area, which is perfect for a divide and conquer approach. Axon and Dad kept playing with Peppa while I took the big kids to the castle area. And on our low capacity day, we had our pick of seats on the dragon coaster. Are you excited? Eating gluten and dairy free here is always a challenge, and today was no exception. Nick wants to know if this is for real. 6 chicken tenders for $56? That is not a family meal. That might serve 2 people. No way that's $56. Also not gluten-free, dairy-free. Never eaten at Smokey's Barbecue because there's not a whole lot gluten-free, dairy-free, meat-free, so there's not a lot for our family. We got popcorn from What's Poppin'. So popcorn refills are only $2.50 if you buy the fancy bucket. But if you get the kind of regular bucket, it's $7.29 instead of $7.59, $49. Which the buckets that they sell now are like twice the size of our buckets we got, because our buckets we got a couple seasons ago and they're not ginormous. That's okay. It's still like 20 cents cheaper than if we just bought a box of popcorn. And for people who are allergen aware, popcorn is always the go-to. And we're using our old cups just at the water refill station. So I did just stop at the Coke Freestyle station and they verified for me that we cannot activate previous year's reusable cups. It has to be the cup from this season and you reactivate it every time you come and for a fee. But previous season's cups at this point are just souvenirs. So many of the snack spots are closed. We planned to get veggie burgers on gluten-free buns at Royal Feast, but they weren't open. So we just snacked on popcorn and cider and had an early dinner after leaving the park.
They used to have a Angry Orchard that was specific to here. There was actually, as Angry Orchard goes, really pretty good. This one is a Pennings, which is in Warwick. It's a little sweet, but that's cool. I'm glad that it's like a craft cidery.
Yeah, it's a local.
And very local.
It's a local orchard. You can go pick apples there, can't you?
I think so. There's a lot you can do at Pennings.
Yeah, it's a cool place to go, but it's local. It's cool that they're supporting local.
Yeah.
Legoland is always promoting a partnership, anniversary, or event with pop-ups. And on our visit, there were multiple stations around the park with activities to celebrate the World Cup. Nick controlled the giant Lego goalie while the kids scored goals. It was a blast. Another new spot was this Lego VR coaster, which Asher was really excited about, but it was a paid experience, so we didn't try it this time. Instead, we continued on to Lego City. We are at the Coast Guard Academy, all the way down at the bottom of the hill here at Legoland New York. And while we did have a season pass previously, and we tried to get familiar with everything they have to offer here, we have never ridden this ride because the ride is almost always like an hour wait plus. And we couldn't really figure out why, other than it's just a really small capacity. It's just a slow load and you just kind of putter around the water and get back out. We couldn't see any reason why that was worth standing in line for an hour, but we're gonna do it because we want to be able to say we did it. We've done it all. So we'll tell you if it's worth it. The line, because it's raining, the line wasn't 60 minutes. It was only 40 minutes. Guys, what did you do? You had to get rescued.
I'm steering again.
Are you having fun? No. In the end, did it take 40 minutes?
No, 20.
20? And was it worth the 20-minute wait?
With him? No.
Yeah.
You liked
2
it?
stars.
6 stars.
There's not a whole lot different down here in Lego City. The water playground is open for the season, but in this weather, it's almost empty. Remember, to use the water playground, you have to reserve a 30-minute time slot in the app once you've arrived in the park on the day of your visit. You can take a Skyliner photo op. The Skyflyer opened back in June of 2024, but we haven't been here to see it, so I'm saying it's new. If there is a long line, there is this dance floor where kids can use up all their energy and dance moves while waiting. But thankfully, there's not much of a line today. Admittedly, for an update video, we didn't do any of the Pirate Land. But our favorite water ride is closed right now anyway.
Oh!
We're not falling.
That one I think is closed right now. The like cannon pirate one.
What do they
Not
call it?
Skyliner. I think they call it the Skyliner.
No, they call it, it has a name. The Skyflyer. It's called the Skyflyer. The big benefit of the Skyflyer is that you don't have to walk all the way up the hill to the top of the park. It's great, especially on really hot sunny days, but it does mean the part where we would normally be walking through Miniland and seeing all those cool Lego sculptures of the local area and New York City and different world landmarks. We don't get to do that part anymore, which is kind of like the brainy, smart, museum-y part of Legoland. What's that?
It's the little llama from Fortnite.
Whoa. Build and Test, up near the big shop at the top of the park, is where we used to build and do car racing and things like that. And you can still do some of that stuff here, but it's cool to have the Ferrari building for specifically car racing. I'm familiar with this room. Whenever we've needed to burn off just a little bit of steam at the end of the day, sometimes we end up playing in this. But we didn't know the Lego workshop over here had master builders, and I've never seen the lockers inside this space. I have hiccups. Meeting the master builders who are making all the giant Lego figures you see around the park was one of the coolest new discoveries we made this day. We love this place. Oh, there is one change we forgot to mention. This used to be the regular parking lot, and up on the hill was the parking lot if you were staying at the hotel. Well, now they've decided that this parking lot is all going to be VIP and cost extra. So they make everybody go park up by the hotel if you don't want to pay extra money, which isn't because this parking lot is full. I know it's a low capacity day, but it's empty. Maybe there are parts of this that are regular. It seems to this all be VIP and that all be standard parking. They just made the parking situation worse so they can make some money off of it, from what I can tell. I could be wrong. All in all, how do you think it went?
I thought it was great. I love that even though we've been here many, many times, although not for a little while, we basically did all things we've never done before. We did a lot of things.
We did a lot of things we have done before and know that there are favorites. And that's the thing, you can come here and get a full day in just a few hours, hit all your favorite rides, and try some new things you haven't done yet.
There's always a couple things you haven't done. There's still things we haven't done.
Oh yeah, there's just no lines. It's so nice to just walk on.
Yes. Even though.
Except that Coast Guard Academy. See you next time, guys. Thanks.